Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Seems like I've been doing a lot of these videos lately, but they just keep coming out with new versions, so here we go with another new update for Cantai, the voice synthesizer. So I woke up this morning to another fun and friendly email from the folks at Cantai, and it said, render 3 times faster. Let me tell you, that was super exciting. And they say that now they can use GPU acceleration, which is a really cool new feature, of course. And they said it has faster editing, GPU acceleration, better English pronunciation, which great for me, as well as more musical dynamics and a better way to pick from voice types in the playback templates in Dorico, which for those of us who use Dorico, this is fantastic because if you know you're going to keep using the same voice type, it's great to have it just come up every single time. So let's go ahead and click on the link and take us to the website. So we come over here to our friendly website, and you can see that there's one installation for both Dorico as well as Sibelius. So we're going to go ahead and just download that. I'm using a Mac, of course, today, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll get that installed. Okay, so as always, when we're installing one of these plugins, we do need to shut down Dorico so it has a chance to re-up the plugin, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit continue on the installer, and I'm just going to do the defaults here, and I'm going to do the default location as well. And after a few short moments, you can see it has finished the install, and it takes us to his great explanation of what has changed. Okay, now that the installer is done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fire up Dorico and see how it does. Okay, so the first thing I've done is I've gone ahead and loaded my default Choral project that I've been using for these Dorico videos. Not only is it public domain, but it also has lots of dynamics, different voices, and some complex words to pronounce. So I like to use this one to give myself a good idea of what has changed. Now, in the listing, they said that we had faster editing. And one of the things that I think is really cool is they say that it's up to 3 times faster. And the reason is that it'll only re-render the sections of the song that changed. So it's not going to re-render the entire part. As you can see down here, it still takes quite a while to do the first full render. And obviously, because we did this update, it is doing a full render because it has to re-render all the audio for this part. But once it's done, theoretically, we should be able to change just a few notes or just a few rhythms, and it'll just re-render those couple of bars. This would be an absolute game changer for this software, and as far as I'm concerned, this would be like 100% for me. This would make it darn near perfect in terms of easy use, quick integration, and the ability to throw it into your project early and not have to keep recycling through it. So again, pretty fantastic. Now, as we're waiting for the render to finish, they also are saying that it's going to use your GPU or your graphics processor unit to utilize more processing power. And what this basically means is rather than using the computer's CPU to do all the calculations, it can borrow the processor power of your GPU so that you can actually get a little bit more performance. And basically what it means is imagine you just have 2 computers running at the same time, one doing calculations and one doing the rendering. And this is what happens in modern computers, like when you play a video game. The GPU is rendering the graphics while the CPU is doing the calculations, which just makes it a whole lot faster. So if you have a nicer computer, this is a great way to get a little bit more performance out of it. Okay, now that it is rendered, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a playback demo and see what it sounds like.
Remember, not Lord our offenses. Remember, not Lord our offenses. Let us fight offenses for foes.
Now, if you've watched some of my previous videos, or if you've been using Cantai, the pronunciations are actually quite good. Now, you might not be as much of a classical vocalist, but they're really doing a pretty darn good job of pronouncing some of these words a little more like we would sing them and a little less like we would speak them. So I'll give them kudos for that. I did hear a difference. I also heard a much bigger difference in the dynamic contrast. It sounded a whole lot less like just cranking up the volume knob and making it louder. It really did feel pretty darn natural. So again, I'll give them a thumbs up for that change as well. So let's go ahead and see what it does on that change and the render time. So we saw it took us about, I don't know, a minute and a half, 2 minutes to render this short song. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change a couple of things, and let's see if we can get a quick re-render. So I'm going to come up here to this line here, neither take thou vengeance of our sins, and we're going to change the notes. I'm going to move it up a third, and let's see what it does in the render time. That took about, 5 seconds to re-render, and it seems like it's already ready. So again, just like they advertised, this is such a cool upgrade. I'm sorry, I don't work with vocal music quite as often as I work with other things, but the idea that if I made a mistake or wanted to change something, that it could re-render that fast is so amazing. I am so excited about that. Super kudos. If you haven't used Cantai yet and you're watching this video wondering if it's time to buy, just that one update is worth it if you're planning to use it a lot, because now in a heartbeat we can be ready to re-render and re-listen to a section and figure out if it's working for us. So super kudos on that one as well. And then finally, they did another quality of life update, which again, I know that sounds so boring, but let's face it, anytime a software can avoid crashes, hangups, or anything else, it's pretty darn amazing. So kudos to Cantai for this great update. This one is a game changer. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. I saw this email earlier on the way to a doctor's appointment, and I thought to myself, oh man, now I got to do another video. But this one really makes me excited. It makes me happy. I can't wait to dive in and dig into this project more. So thanks so much for checking out the channel once again. Again, you can go to Cantai. It is separate from our Dorico or Sibelius purchases, but it is definitely a high quality instrument, and I would definitely recommend checking it out. It is worth the money if you are doing vocal works and you'd really like to realize it, making part tapes, all of those things. So go to their website, check it out, as well as check out all the other videos on the channel about Dorico and other music-related things. Remember, if you're not subscribed, please check out the channel. It is a great way to stay up to date, and if you really want to support, there's that join button down there, and really, all you're doing is you're just throwing me a little bit of extra support saying, hey, here's $3 for the month just to keep it interesting, just so you know that we appreciate you and all the hard work. If you hadn't figured it out yet, it costs a fair amount of money to buy all the equipment and to keep these things going, but at the same time, it's really fantastic to do these videos for you, and I really appreciate all the comments and the questions, so keep them coming. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.